Hello, one and all present here. This is Amit Kumar Singh. Welcome back to my session on quantitative aptitude. So, guys, I believe you know the concept of simple interest and compound interest before you go for this session. So, make sure you are thorough with the difference between simple interest and compound interest concept. So, once you are thorough with the concept of simple interest and compound interest, now you are in correct platform. Nowadays, for every competitive exams, you talk about railways, you talk about SSC, you talked about UPSC, EPFO, you talked about any exam, the installment questions are getting more and more important. Even nowadays, the exams like CAT and ZAT, they are giving questions on installment on SICI. Now they are preferring more on installment based question because probably you need to understand the way the things are changing around us. Ultimately, it is affecting the kind of question which any examiner is asking to you or expecting you to know. Because tomorrow, once you are going to become a future manager or you are going to run a company or you're going to be the CXOs of some companies, and in this credit involvement, where probably one person is connected with the other person on the basis of a loan cycle, so then the logic of installment becomes much more significant. So anything you talk about personal finance, you talk about public finance, you talk about investment finance. Everywhere we see the involvement of the word called debt. Okay, so debt is the biggest evil. The debt is the biggest problem what we can see around us. The biggest problem is not poverty, which an economy can face. The biggest problem what an economy can face is the debt. So you, as an individual level, you have money or you don't have money. If you are looking for some goods, so what you will do, you think of buying the product. So imagine I want to buy a new phone, maybe iPhone 7 or something. So what I will do, I'll go to the Chroma and even then if I don't have that money from my pocket, I'll swipe my credit card. They will come up with something called zero prepaid expenses or zero down payment or XYZ benefits, cashback, this, that, lot of things they will come up with me and they'll attract me to buy the product. Even then, I'm not financially capable of. Even then, I'll end up in buying the product, and when I could not able to pay, then it will affect my credit cycle. So anyway, I'm not here to teach here in finance. The intention of this topic is not to discuss the merits and demerits of having debt in your life cycle. The idea of having this session is to talk about something called installment problem. So when we talk about installment problem, installment, when you talk about installment is basically, when you talk about installment is basically, it is an example of NUT. When we talk about installment is basically, it is an example of NUT. So when we talk about NUT, what is NUT? NUT is a money, that money should be constant. So if you are going to pay or you're going to receive a same amount of money after every regular interval of time, and that will continue for some period of time in future, that is called as NUT. And if NUT become infinity, if NUT tend to be infinity, if NUT tend to infinity, then that is called perpetuity. Then it is called as perpetuity. So you should know these terms. These terms are very important. Probably the example of NUT would be the rent. So every month you pay rent. Okay. So every month you pay the rent, and the amount what you pay for the rent is constant, and the time period of the interval of payment of rent is also constant. Fine. So it is an example of NUT. Like you talk about EMI. If you have taken any loan, so what you will do, you will pay EMI. What is EMI? Equated monthly installment. So again, it's an example of installment. Okay. So again, when we talk about installment, and if the money what you're paying or what you're receiving is same, then it is called as NUT. Like you imagine if you're receiving pension. So then if you receive pension every month, once for the retired person, the money what they get a constant money. So then again it's example of NUT. Okay, so when you talk about payment and receiving of same amount of money, either it can be done at the beginning of the period or either it is done at the end of the period. Normally NUT is called as at the end of the period. If nothing is given the problem, we always assume this is the end of the period. and the beginning of period, that is called annuity due. So you should know the difference between the concept called annuity and annuity due. Okay. Excel, MS Excel also, anyone who's working on MS Excel, they will give these kinds of notation. Like while working on MS Excel, if you want to work on MS Excel, so basically for installment, we use this formula called PMT. So if you type in Excel equal to PMT, Excel will ask you few things. Excel will ask you your future value. It will ask you your present value. Okay. It will ask you NPER. NPR is nothing but it's a time period. It will ask you NPR. It will ask you your rate of interest. So ultimately, what these all talks about. Then what these all talks about. These all talks about the concept of annuity. Anyway, so this little bit of knowledge you need to have before we talk about this concept, the concept of installment. So you should know the idea about the installment problem. So probably let me show you this MS Excel. Imagine I'll show you MS Excel if you want to open this. So in MS Excel, if you write equal to PMT, it's like nowadays when you do calculation, you can do calculation with calculator also. You can do calculation even with the MS Excel also. So it is showing rate, NPR, PV, FB type. It is showing you when you do this. It is showing you rate. So I can change this. Doesn't matter. Change this. Let me show you rate. Rate is a rate of interest, and PR is your time period. Then 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 it is asking you PVFB type. Then it is asking you PVFB type. PVB type. So rate is the rate of interest, NPR is the time period, PV means present value of money. If there's some money which you are depositing and you want to know the future value. Future value means if you are expecting some money in the future. Type means 0, you'll put type 0 for NUT and you'll put the type 1 for NUTD. So all these concepts, you should be aware about these concepts. Now, talking about the installment problem, when we deals with the problem on installment, when we talk about the problem on installment, when we are trying to solve the installment problem. So installment problem, you can either solve by using the concept of simple interest. Installment problem, you can either solve it by using the concept of simple interest. Simple interest concept, you can solve the problem on installment, or you can solve the problem on installment by using the concept of compound interest. So when you're trying to solve the problem on installment, you can either solve the problem of installment by using the simple interest concept, or you can solve the problem of installment by using compound interest concept. So let me start with simple interest concept. So I'll tell you two approach of solving the problem. So if I use simple interest concept, if I use simple interest concept, I use a simple interest concept, there's a direct formula is there. So direct formula is there for installment. That is equal to 100 into D. D means your debt. Divide by 100 into T plus RT into T minus 1 by 2. This is the formula. You use this formula, you'll get the answer directly. Let me show you the problem. Okay. I believe you can see this problem. So read the question number 1. What annual installment will discharge a debt of 66450 in 4 years at 5% simple interest? If this is the problem, so you can solve this problem directly. What is your debt? Your debt is 6450. Your rate of interest is 5% per annum. The time is 4 years. They're asking you annual installment. If you want the installment, directly apply the formula 100 into D6450 divide by 100 into T. T means 4 annual installments. So T is 4. Every yearly you are paying. R is 5. 5 into 4 into 4 minus 1. So I told you the formula 4 minus 1, 3 by 2. You just need to use this. You can see that this is the formula 100D by 100T plus RT into T minus 1 by 2. So if you do this, so you get 645,000 divide by this is 2, so this is 30, 430. This is 430. This zero will get cancelled. So you get 64500 by 43. Now, if you divide 645 by 43, so 43 ones are 43. This is 215. So this is nothing but 15 za. So 43 5 za. I believe you know how to multiply any number with 5. I have taught you by Vedic maths technique. So if you want to multiply any number with 5 into 10 divided by 2, so ultimately I'll get the answer called 1500. That's it. Very simple. So if you get the installment problem in simple interest, you can directly solve the question with this formula. Put all the data in this formula, and you'll get the answer. There's one more approach is there. Many people don't like formula and all. If you want to solve this question without using any formula, that also I can teach you. Okay, so I'm doing now this problem by using ratio method. So you can either do with formula or you can do with ratio. So assume my first installment is 100 rupees. Assume my first installment is 100 rupees. Okay, then what is the rate of interest? 5%. What is 5% of 100? 5 rupees. So next installment would be 105. What will be my third installment? 1010. Again 5 rupees every time. Interest will be not added to the principal because it's simple interest. Then fourth installment would be 115. So this is my first installment. This is my second installment. This is my third installment, and this is my fourth installment. If you do the sum of this, you'll get 430. If you do the sum of this, you'll get 430. So means what this means that like assume that your first installment is 100, then your second installment would be 105, then third installment would be 110, fourth installment would be 115. So sum total of all installment is 430. So the total money, sum total you have to pay is 430. So you have to pay this money 430 when you have to pay this total money 430 when you assume your installment is 100. But in reality, how much you have to pay? You have to pay 6450. So what should be your installment? So this should be 100 divided by 430 into 6450. Just need to solve it. This get cancelled. So this zero will get cancelled. This is 15 za. This answer you get is 1500. Yeah. So what should be your installment? So your installment should be 1500 rupees. So if you want to formulate that in this form, you can also formulate this in this form. If you want to prove this, I can prove also. Suppose your first installment is 1500. Then what is your rate of interest? Your rate of interest is 5%. So what is 5% of 1500? 10% of 1500 is 150. So 5% of that is 175 rupees. Then it will become 1575. Again add it to 175. So it will become 1650. Then again add 75. So it becomes 1745. Now add it. So this would be 12, 14, 15, 1 carry, 10, 16, 17, 24, then this is 6450. This is the way how it happens. Clear, right? So this is the way how you're supposed to do. If you want, you can do the same problem without using any logic. Just use the formula. Formula is 100D divided by 100P plus RT into T minus 1 by 2. You can do directly. No need of doing like this. This is this way. It's all your understanding. Whatever you feel is convenient, you can do the problem like that. Is that okay with you? So you understood. This is the direct formula. You just need this formula. You put everything in this formula, you get the answer. Clear? Now do this question number second. Okay, see this question number 2. Question number 2, I believe you have read the question number 2. So question number 2, you see question number 2, what annual payment will discharge a debt? Again, the same, you can do it directly. So whatever way you want, you can do this problem. Either you can start with 100, you take 100, you let the interest, let the first installment is 100 and the rate of interest is 12%. Then next year it will be 112. Total is 4. Then it will be 124. And then it will be 136. Do the total sum 12, 1 carry, 5, 6, 7. So this is 472. So 472 rupees is your total debt. If you assume your first installment was 100 rupees, but in reality, what is your but in reality, your total debt is 944. 944 is nothing but double of 472. So your first installment should be 200 rupees. That's it. This is your answer. Simple. If you want, you can spend time with that formula also. If you want, you can solve it. You'll get the same answer. Correct. Now, question number 3. Question number 3. Let me copy this. Question number 3 is sum of 9755 rupees is to be paid in 3 equal annual installment. How much is each installment if it is compounded annually at 4% per annum? So now what you can do to solve this question? What you can do for doing this problem? So let me do with shortcut formula. So if you want the shortcut formula, so the shortcut formula, first find 1 plus r percent. So I'm doing the shortcut formula, then I'll explain you logical also. So find 1 plus r percent. So r is 4. So 1 plus 4 by 100. So this is 26 by 25. So this is 26 by 25. Okay. Now here they're talking about 3 equal annual installment. They're talking about 3 equal annual installments. So what you need to do, you have to write the ratio of each installment. You have to write the ratio. Okay, so ratio, you have to write a ratio. Like suppose the ratios are A is to B is to C. So that would be 1 is to. Now do the reverse of this. That would be 25 by 26. Then third ratio would be the square of reverse of the square. So 25 square 625 by 676. Now I can equate this by taking LCM of 676. So now the ratio of this would be 676 is to uh, 26 into 25. 26 into 25 means 25 square plus 25. 25 square is 625 plus 25 means 650. This would be 650 is to 625. So now you got this ratio. Now the ratio of A is to B is to C. You can write this is equal to 676 is to 650 to 620. This was what I was looking for. So if two installment are given, if the two installment would be given, then you'll find two ratio, A is to B. If three installment is given, then you'll find three ratio. If four installment would have been given, then you could have done like this. 1 is to 25 by 26 is to 25 by 26 whole square is to 25 by 26 to the power 3 cube. So we would have done like this. That is also. Okay. If two installment would have been given, so 1 is to 25 by 26, then your ratio would have been 26 is to 25. I hope I'm giving you an idea. This is a shortcut way of solving the problem. So you got the ratio. Now the ratio, this is the ratio of A is to B is to C. So this is the ratio what you got. Now what is the formula for finding the installment? So now the formula for finding the installment, the formula for that installment is your loan, whatever is your loan, present value of loan basically, loan into out of this ratio which is a bigger value, out of these ABC which is bigger value, 676, divide by the sum of ABC, 676 plus 650 plus 625 into 1 plus into 1 plus rate of interest into 1 plus your rate of interest. The rate of interest was how much? How much was the rate? 4%. 4%. So if you want formula for this, so you could have written down the formula that installment is equal to your loan is equal into whatever is a bigger. I don't know which is bigger. So whichever is bigger, assuming A is greater than B is greater than C, simply I'm writing, assuming whichever is bigger, divide by A plus B plus C into 1 plus R plus. So now your loan is how much? How much is your loan? In this problem, your loan is 9755. 9755 into 676 divided by, let me do this calculation, 976 plus 9, sorry, 676 plus 650 plus 625, that is 11, 1 carry, 12, 14, 15, 1 carry, 1951. This is 1951 into 1 plus rate of interest. Rate of interest is 4 by 100. So this you know that 26 by 25. I could have written directly 26 by 25. I could have written it directly 26 by 25. So this would be 9755 into 676 by 1951 into 26 by 20. Then what can I do after this? This is 5 okay. What else I can do? Now in place of 25, can I write in place of 25? Can I write 25 as 100 by 4? Okay. So this will become divide by 20. 20, 20. This is 5 then. 25. Now, what is your installment? Your installment is 676 into 26 by 4. Means you have to find 26 cube. So 676 into 26 by 5, that is your answer. So I can write this as 676 into 26 5 I can write as 10 divided by 2. 5 I can write as 10 divided by 2. Now I'll do this calculation. 26 to the is 52. Now 676 into 52. I want to multiply. Now crisscross method. If you don't know, you can watch my video on Vedic Maths. So 6 zeros are 0. Then this is 30. This is 30. 30. This is 30. Then 12. This is 12. Then 35. 35 plus 12. 35 plus 12, 47. This is 47. Then forget this number. Then it is 14 plus 30. 14 plus 30, 44. 44. Then this is 12, 1 carry. So this is 5, 2, 11, 5, 3. So this value is 35152. This is 35152. This is the answer. So you can watch my video on the multiplication. On multiplication, I have developed a Vedic Maths video. So I have told lot of ways of multiplying 3-digit number with 3-digit number and all. You can learn that. So you can do the calculation very fast. You can see how fast I have done. So it will help you. Fine. Let me rub this. So this is the answer. This is your installment value. The same problem what I have done. This is the shortcut way of getting the answer. This is the shortcut way of getting the answer. The same answer you would have got if you have applied directly the present value of NUT concept. Present value of NUT concept. So this is a direct formula you can use, where this is basically your installment. Just for your knowledge, I can write it like this. So just your loan, whatever is your loan, is equal to your installment. Your loan equal to your installment divided by rate of interest into 1 plus rate of interest to the power t minus 1 by 1 plus rate of interest to the power t. You could have used this formula also to get the answer. You could have used this formula also to get the answer. This is again one of the formula to get you answer. So this formula will help you to get the answer. So like here, your loan was how much? How much was your loan? Your loan was 9755. So your loan was 9755. Installment you don't know. So rate of interest is 4%. 4%. That is 1.1 plus 4% to the power 3 minus 1 by 1 plus 4% to the power 3. So you could have solved it like this way. So now you could have solved it like this way. If you go further, 9755, then 0.04 means 4 by 100. 0.04 means 4 by 100 means 1 by 25. So it becomes 25i. Then this will become 26 by 25 whole cube minus 1 divided by 26 by 25 whole cube. You could have solved this problem to get the answer. So this is 9755. 9755 divided by 25. So if I write 100 by 4, I could have written this 100 by 4. I don't think that will serve any objective here. Okay, so going further, so if you solve this, this is nothing but 26 cube minus 25 cube divided by 26 cube. So if you simplify this, so 25 to 25 cube will get cancelled. So if you do it further, this is 9755 is equal to 25i. What is 26 cube minus 25 cube? A cube minus B cube. You can apply the formula of A cube minus B cube that is a minus b, that is 26 minus 25, that is 1. Then a square means 26 square. 26 square is 676 plus b square 625 plus AB. So you know the formula of a cube minus b cube, that is a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square. The same thing I'm doing for 26 minus 25 cube, I'm doing that. So that is a minus b. So 26 minus 25 anyway is 1. Then 26 square is 676. 25 square is 625. Then 25 into 26 is 650. That is 650. That is 650. This is 11. Then 9, 10, 15. 1 carry 1951. So the numerator will be 1951. Divide by 26 cube. Let me erase this. Divide by 26 cube. Now how to find 26 cube? 26 cube. Leave it, let it be. Why to find 26 cube? Let it be like this. So you know that 1951 5 is this. Okay. Now 5 is 25. Okay. So what is the value of the installment? The value of the installment is 26 cube by 5. This is the value of installment. So if you know that 26 cube divided by 5, you get the answer. So what can I do for this? So 26 cube, can I find 26 cube? Yes, I can find 26 cube. Already I have developed a Vedic maths video where I explain you how you can find the cube of the number a cube, 3a square b, 3ab square b cube. What is a here? 2. What is b here? 6. So what is 2 cube? 8. What is 3 into 2 square means 4 into 6, that is 72. Then what is 3 into 2 into 36? 6 square is 36. So 36 6 are 216. And then 6 cube 216. Then write 6 and take 21 carry. So 216 plus 21, that is 237. So write 7, 23 carry. So if you take 23 carry, you get 95. Write 5, 9 carry. So 26 cube is 17576. This is the cube. This is 26 cube, 17576. So 17576. 17576 divided by 5. 3s are 25. 5s are 1s are 26. 5s are. You get the same answer. The answer what you got before. I'm just telling you the other approach. So you should learn how to do these things. Talking about cube, you can get the cube value. Already I have developed a Vedic maths video where I explained how you can find the cube of a number. So this is you can see my videos on Vedic maths where I explained about how you can find the cube of a number, and I hope that will serve your objective. Clear, right? So now understand, guys, this formula. So this is the formula. With this formula, you can solve direct questions on compound interest. If you get a question, you can solve all the questions with this formula directly. You can solve all your questions with this formula directly. You can solve. If you know this, so here the thing is that what you understand, you need to understand, because now you people are the student of mathematics, so you have to understand. So this installment, when we talk about installment, that value of installment is constant. You know that, right? Whenever you pay installment, you pay the same amount of money. So that's why you, by using GP, by using the concept of GP, we end up in getting this formula. If your installment is not same, then you cannot end up in getting this formula. You understand how this formula came? If you understand the derivation of this formula, if you talk about the derivation of this formula, what you need to understand, like suppose 3 years are there. So every year you're paying some money every year. You're paying some money, maybe A. Suppose that is A. That is the installment every year, and the rate of interest is R%. So then what you can do, you can find the present value of your total payments. Present value, this will be A divided by 1 plus R% for year 1, divided by A divided by 1 plus R% for year 2, and then you can do A divided by 1 plus R% for year 3. Okay, if you do the sum of this, so this is your loan value. This is what you're paying. That is A divided by 1 plus R% plus A divided by plus R% whole square plus A divided by 1 plus R% to the power Q. Okay. Now, if you apply the logic of GP here, so if you see here, now this series is now when you see that series, now this series is in GP. Now, if you notice, the series is in GP, where your first term is A divided by 1 plus R%, and your ratio is 1 divided by 1 plus R%. And if you apply the sum of n terms in GP, if you apply the sum of n terms in GP, if you apply the sum of n terms in GP, where your ratio is less than 1, that is A into 1 minus R to the power n by 1 minus R. If you apply this formula, then ultimately you will get this formula only, that your loan is equal to your installment divided by rate of interest into 1 plus rate of interest to the power t minus 1 divided by 1 plus rate of interest to the power t. So here the very important assumption with that I get this formula is that the installment should be same. If installment is not same, then you have to do manually. The same work you have to do manually. Okay, so I'm assuming here in this problem that the installment what you're paying, that should be same. If you notice, there's one problem: the installment is not same. You can see this question number 9. These are your installment. These are your values of installment. So rate of interest is 20%, and the installment is not same. So you can copy this question. Now see this here, the installment is not same. So what you can do manual work. Year 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you're paying this much installment. You're paying your installment. You're paying your installment as 2400, then 2520, then 2592. Rate of interest is 20%. Rate of interest is 20%. You can see your rate of interest is 20%. So you can find the present value. So the present value, if you find 20%, I believe everyone knows that is 1 by 5. So, so what you can do, find the present value of that, that is 2400 divide by 1 plus 20%. 1 plus 20%. 20% is 1 by 5. So you can write this is equal to 2400 divided by 6 by 5. So if you find the present value of this is 2000. Now same thing you do for this. Now for the second one, that is 2520, then 1 plus 20% is 1.2. 1.2 is nothing but 6 by 5. So 6 by 5, if you do the square, so you get 2520 divided by 36 into 25. So 25, can I write 100 by 4? Will that serve anything? Will that help me? Okay, leave it. So 36 by 25. 25, can I write 100 by 4? This is 6 4 24. 6 Then this is 630. 630 means 210 by 12. 200. This is 630 means 210 by 12. 210 by 12 means 70 by 4. 70 by 4. 4 means 25. So 25 into 7, how much you get? 25 into 7. 25 7 is how much? 175. So you'll get 1750. Okay. Now the third one. The third one is 2592, 20%, and the year is 3 years. So again, find the present value of that. So present value of that would be 252592 divide by 1 plus 20% to the power 3. This 2592 divide by this is 6 by 5 to the power 3. So this is 592 divide by 216 into 125. 125, can I write 1000 by 8? Okay, now if I divide by 8, 3za, then 2za, then okay. So this is 3za, 2za, 4za, 8 4za, 32. Okay, then if I divide this by 8 again, so if I divide by 8, okay, so if I divide, okay, 16, will it go? 16 will it go? So if I divide this by 8, not go by 8, so this is 81, this is 81, and this is 54. This is 81, this is 54. Now 81 and 54, 9 nines are 81. Any other number? 80, 9 nines are 81, 9 6 are 54, 9 6 are 54. This is 3za, this is 2za. So this is 3za, 2za means so it means this is 3 by 2 into 1000. Means this is 1500. So means what is the total? What is the total installment? This is, if you notice, this is 2000 present value of first, second is 1750, third is 1500. Do the sum of that. That is the total loan. The total loan is 2000 plus 1750 plus 1500. This is 50, this is 12, this is 5250. This is your final answer. So this you do when the amount is not same. When the installment, if you notice this installment, they are different. Then you cannot use any GP and all, and then you cannot end up with one formula. Then you have to do manual work only under such cases. You don't have any other option in those times. Clear, right? So where the installment are variable, so one by one, so whatever you are paying, so you are paying 2400 after 1 year. Find the present value of that. If the rate of interest is 20%, then after second year you're paying 2520. So find the present value of that. If the rate of interest is 20%, after third year you're paying 2592. So find the present value of that if the rate of interest is 20%. So then the sum total of present value of your future receivable is your loan value. See this? Okay, so we have done that. Now, if you see question number 4, a man buys a scooter on making a cash down payment of 16,224 and promises to pay two more yearly installment of equivalent amount, means 16,224 for the next 2 years. If the rate of interest is 4% per annum, find the cash value of scooter. Now, if you notice in this problem, so right now I have paid you how much? Right now, how much I paid you? I paid you cash of 16,224. Then after 1 year, again I'm paying you 16,224. After 2 years, again I'm paying you 6,224. The rate of interest, is 4%. 4%. 4% means 1 by 25. So what you can do, the present value of 16,224, if the year is 0, so this would be same value, 16,224. For this, what you can do, you can find the present value. So you can do that individual work, okay, or you can apply the logic of GP also for 2 years. Either you do this manual work, find 16,224 divide by 1 plus 4%, find this value, then 16,224 divide by 1 plus 4% whole square. You can do 16,224 divide by 26 into 25. This is 16,224 divide by 676 into 625. Cube, no? 26 square, correct. So you can write this as 16,024 into 100 by 4 into 26. This you can write 16,224 into 10,000 by 676 into 16. So you can do this work, figure out what value you are getting, and the sum of all three is your answer. So definitely this should be divisible. So you can spend time doing that. Definitely it will be divisible by 4 into 26. If you see here, definitely it will be divisible by 4 into 26. You don't have to worry on that part. Okay. So definitely it will be divisible. You can solve that question by that way. So one would be 15,600, next would be 15,000. So if you do this would be 15,600, this would be 15,000. Okay. So the sum total of this, if you do sum total of this, is nothing but 16,224 plus 15,000 plus 15,600. If you do, you'll get the answer. Your answer is 46,000. The answer is 46,824. This is the one way of solving the problem. Or what you could have done, what else you could have done? You could have applied the logic of the formula what I told you for 2 years and taking installment at 16,224. With that you added 16,224. So you could have done like this way, or alternate approach would be the next approach for solving this problem would be 16,224 plus the present value of this. Either you do manual work like this, or this 30,600 you would have got like this. 16,224 divided by 4% into 1.04 whole square minus 1 divided by 1.04 whole square. So if you do, you'll get 16,224 plus 30,600. And if you do, you'll get the same answer, 46,820. This is the another approach. And the third approach for solving this problem, I know you can do this calculation, 1.04 square and all. 1.04 nothing but 26 by 24. All that calculation you can easily do. Now approach 3. What would be the third approach? What would be your third approach? Approach 3. If you want to apply the ratio method, you can apply ratio method also here. So for ratio method, you have to find 1 plus r percentage. So 1 plus r percent, you get 26 by 25. So what is your ratio of A is to B? Because it's 2 years, so you'll get only two ratio, that is 26 into 25. So what is your installment? Installment formula I told you, that is equal to your loan into the bigger value, 26 divided by the sum of them. Sum of them is 51. The sum of them is 51. Okay, close this 1 minute. So into 1 plus r percent. So that is 26 by 25. So your installment is given to you. You have to find your loan. Your installment is given to you. Your installment is 16,224. So your installment is 16,224. Loan you don't know. 26 by 51 into 26. 25 I can write 100 by 4. Now I can solve this. So if I solve this, so it should go by 26. You should go by 26. 26 square is 676. 676 fours are 24, 28, 33 carry 2704. Okay, so 2704. So 4 table when you get 4, 6 are. 4 table when you get 4, 6 are. This is 42, 4 carry. So 12 plus 4, 16. Okay, I'm getting this. Now this means all these numbers, 26 into 26 is 676. 676 Forza is 2704. 2704 Sigza is this value. Okay, now let me erase this. Sigza is this value. Okay. Now once you get that, so you'll find the loan. The loan is equal to 51 into 6 into 100. Your loan is 30,600. This is your loan for 2 years. And first time you made a down payment of 16,224. So the total, what is the total value for the 2 years? The loan is 30,600 plus at the beginning only you are making a down payment of 16,224. So it will give you value called 46,824. 46,824. Clear now? So I told you this formula by 3 ways. So any way you want, you can solve this problem. There's one more way is there. There's a fourth way is also there. So let it be that. There's a one more approach is there. Otherwise, you people will get mad with you. So the formula of installment. Now I'm teaching you fourth approach. Approach 4 for solving the problem. So installment is equal to loan divide by 100 plus r plus 100 divide by 100 plus r whole square plus 100 divide by 100 plus r whole cube, like this. So installment here was 16,224. Loan you want to determine, and this is for 2 years. So 100 divided by 104 plus 100 divided by 104 whole square. So if you solve loan value, you'll get as 30,600. With that, you'll add your down payment, so you'll get the total value of whatever they have talked about. So there's so many approaches are there. So I told you, for one problem, I told you 4 ways of solving the problem. So whichever way you want, ultimately you have to use. So find the cash value scooter. What is the cash value scooter? That is 30,600 plus 16,224. This is my loan and this is the down payment what I'm making. Now question number 5. You see, question number 5. You can solve them easily. A loan of 2500 is to be paid back in two equal half yearly installment. Okay, how much is each installment if interest is compounded half yearly? If interest is compounded half yearly, then what is the rate of interest per half yearly? The rate of interest, if it is compounded half yearly, so the rate of interest half yearly will be how much? 4%. Clear now? So what is the value of 1 plus 4%? Already we have done, that is 26 by 25. Okay, already we know this. So if you directly apply the formula of installment, if you directly apply the just previous question, we have done the same like this. So your loan is 2550 into ratio A is to B. So 26 by sum 51. Already we have done this into 26 by 25. We have done this. Okay, so this is 102. This is 2 za. So this is 676 into 2. This is 12, 15. So this is 12, 15, 1 carry, 1352. That is one. Very simple. Already we have done problem. Simple. In previous I told you 4 approach. If you want again this problem, I can do by 4 approaches. But there's no point. I hope you have understood. Or again, this is a problem I can do by that formula of annuity loan equal to installment divided by rate of interest into 1 plus rate of interest to the power t minus 1 divided by 1 plus rate of interest to the power t. So I hope you understood. So there's no point of dragging it. So there are 4 ways are there. Whichever way you want is convenient for you, you can do. The shortcut way if you do, you can save a lot of your time. If you see question number 6, if you see question number 6, let me bring this page. So question number 6. Question number 6. Simran borrows 10,400 rupees from bank at the interest rate of 8% per annum. She agrees to pay the loan into equal annual installment. What is the value installment? Same thing. So your installment, same thing. Your installment is equal to 10,400 into what is the rate of 1 plus R% and 1 plus R%. That is 1 plus 8%. That is nothing but 108 by 100. That is nothing but 27 by 25. This is your ratio. So this is 27 divided by, do the sum of this, 27 plus 25, you will get 52 into 1 plus R%, 27 by 25. So 25, I can write 100 by 25. In place of 25, I can write 100 by 4. So that 0, 0 I can cancel. This is nothing but this is 2 up. This is 2 times. This I can write as into 4 by 100. So that 0, 0 will get cancelled. Ultimately, your answer is 27 square means 729 into 8. So this will be installment. 27 to 27 is 729. 729 into 8 za. What is 9 8 za? 72. 7 carry. So 16 plus 7, 23. 2 carry. 56 plus 2, 58. So your answer is 5832. Simple. So again I'm telling you, whenever you have to write 5, never write 5. In place of 5, write 10 divided by 2. Whenever you have to write 25, write 100 divided by 4. Like that if you do, you can do the question very fast. Okay, question number 6. Find the value of installment if I agrees to repay a loan of 16,550 borrowed at 10% per annum. So 10% per annum. So 10% per annum for 3 equal installments. What is 1 plus R%? That is 11 by 10 and a 10%. So what will be a ratio? 1 is to 10 by 11 is to square of that, 100 by 121. So the ratio would be 121 is to 110 is to 100. So what would be your installment? Your installment would be, what is your loan? 16,550 to bigger number 121 divide by the total sum. Total sum of this is how much? 2 3 2 231 plus 100 331 into 1 plus R%, that is 11 by 10. This get cancelled. This will be phaisa of this. So your answer is 5 times of, so 5 times 5, I can write 10 by 2 into Vedic maths. Any number you have to multiply with 11, 1331. This would be 6 6 6 6 5 5. That is the answer. Okay, so this part is clear with you. Every question you can solve like this way only. So you just need to apply the shortcut formula and you will get the answer. Question number 8, if you notice question number 8. Question number 8 is little bit different because Priya has the loan of 5460 due. So Priya does not have a loan of 5460. Priya has a loan of 5460 which is due at the end of 3 years. Means this is the future value of loan. This is the future value of loan after 3 years. This is the future value of loan after 3 years. That is 5460. In this formula, the formula what I'm talking about, the ratio formula, there whenever we talk about loan, we always take the present value of the loan. Okay, we never take the future value of loan. Here this is 5460 due after 3 years. Means that much money you have to pay at the end of 3 years. Okay, so what I can do, so what is the rate of interest? 20%. So what is the present value of loan? So the present value of loan is nothing but 5460 divided by 1 plus 20% is 1.2 to the power 3. So I can write this as 5460 divided by 1.2 is nothing but 6 by 5. That is 216 into 125. This is your present value of loan. Now, if you see here, the rate of interest is 20% and 3 installment is there. So 1 plus R% if I want, 1 plus R% if I want, so that would be that is 6 by 5. So what is your ratio? A is to B is to C. That would be 1 is to 5 is to 6 is to 25 by 36. So this ratio will be 6 is to, this ratio will be 6 is to 5 is to, this ratio will be 6 is to 5 is to 25, 1.26 by 5. So 1 is to 5 by 6, then square of that, because three time period is there. So ratio would be, sorry, then the ratio would be, if you take LCM, so this would be 36 is to LCM 6 5s are 30 is to 20. We're done with this now. So what is the value of install? Again, apply the same formula. Apply the same formula. So what is your installment? You want installment. So that is your loan. What is your loan? This is your loan. 5460 divided by 216 into 125. I can write as 1000 divided by 8 into out of ABC, which is bigger, 36 divided by, what is the sum of this? The sum of this is 91. Sum of this is 91 into 1 plus R percent is 6 by 5. 6 by 5 I could have written, in place of 5 I could have written 10 by 2. In place of 5 I would have written 10 by 2. Okay, now this is 216 gone. Okay, this is 91 sixta gone. This is 2 fourza. Okay, then this is 250. So your final answer is 250 into 6. So your final answer is 1500 rupees. 25 sixta is 150. So your final answer is 1500 rupees. So this is the way how you need to do these kind of questions. These are shortcut way. If you apply, maybe the problem looks lengthy for you, but it becomes very easy. 9th question already I have done. 10th question already, again the same question. Again the same question, you can see. Already we have done a lot of problems like this. Amar borrowed some amount of money and paid in equal installment of 2160. Rate of interest is 20. So rate of interest is 20%. So 20%. So here if you solve 1 plus R percent, I believe you know this. So 1 plus 20%. So this is nothing but 6 by 5. Correct. So what is A is to B is to C? Already have done for previous problem this. Okay. So I know you see this. Already have done. So this is 30 is to 36 is to 30 is to 25. Already have done for the previous problem. 36 is to 30 is to 25. This is 36 is to 30 is to 25. Already I've done for the previous problem. So if you want installment is equal to loan, present value of loan into bigger number, 36 divided by the sum of the number into rate of interest, 6 by 5. Your installment is given to you 2160 is equal to loan you have to find. This is 36 into 6 is 216 divided by 9 into 5. So your loan is equal to 4550. Simple. You can do these kind of questions very fast by these kind of approach. I don't think you are finding anything difficulty in understanding this. These all are very simple approach. Guys, this is the idea. Like you can again, you want again this problem, question number 10. Question number 10. I'm telling you a shortcut way so that you can save your time. If you don't want to save your time, you want to solve by formula wise. There's a formula, I told you the formula, that your loan is equal to your installment divided by rate of interest into 1 plus rate of interest to the power t minus 1 by 1 plus rate of interest to the power t. If you want, you can solve with that formula also. Your installments are 2160. Rate of interest is 20%. So your loan, so your installment are 2160. Rate of interest is 20%, 0.2. This is 1.2 to the power 3 minus 1 by 1.2 to the power 3. You'll get the same answer. 4556. It's your convenience, whatever you want, You can do the problem like that. Up to your convenience. Now, question number 11. Question number 11. In men borrows 25,000 rupees. Men borrows 25,000 rupees from a bank at 20% per annum. Okay. He paid back 8,000 rupees at the end of each year for the first 2 years. Okay. At the end of third year, how much should he pay to clear the due? So what is his loan? So that was 25,000. That is his loan. The loan at the beginning of the period is 25. What is the rate of interest? 20%. After first year, how much he has to pay? How much his loan will become? 25,000 into 1.2. Okay. Now, then then what he did? He paid back 8,000 rupees. So after first year, how much is due? So after first year, how much is due? After first year, how much is due? So 25 into 12 is 300. 30,000 minus 8,000. That how much is due? 22,000 rupees is due after first year. Because it was supposed to be 30,000, but he paid 8,000 out of that. So his due become 22,000. Okay. So for next year, this is 22,000. On that, 20% interest will be charged. Then again, he paid back 8,000 on that. 22, this is 26,400 minus 8,000. How much it will become? It becomes 18,400. 18,400. So after 2 years, how much is the due? 18,400. But how much he's paying when he's clearing his loan? He's clearing his loan. He's clearing his loan after 3 years. This again on this 20%. Again on this 20%. So 20%, 18,400. 20% is what? Divide by 5. If I divide by 5, this is pizza. Then 15, 34. 34 means 6. Then 8, 3680. 3680. So you get this is 80, 80, 80. This is 6 plus 4, 10. Then 1 carry, 11, 12, 1 carry. This is the total. So after the end of 3 years, how much he should pay to clear his due? He should pay 22,080 rupees to clear his due. If you want to clear his due, he should pay 22,080 rupees. This is rupees. This much he should pay if you want to clear his due. Okay, now the next question. The amount of 19,020. So again, this is due in 3 years. So this is the future value of loan, guys. Okay, so this is the future value of your loan. Okay, so don't get confused with this. This is your future value of loan. So this is your due. Due means the pending. So your future value of loan after 3 years, that is given to you. Due means pending. That is 19,020 rupees. Okay, rate of interest is given. Rate of interest given 10%. So what is the present value of loan, guys? So your present value of loan is 19,020. Rate of interest is 10%, is 1.1 to the power 3. You can write this as 19,020. This is 11 cube by 10 cube. So this is 1331 into 1000. You see this. Now, what is given in this problem? In this problem, it is given that it is fully repaid in 3 annual installments of different amount. So here the installment is different. So you cannot apply any shortcuts. So when the installments are variable, no shortcuts can be applied. So there in this problem is written first installment was 1/3 of second installment. Okay, and the second installment was 3/5 of the third installment. Okay. So let the third installment, let your third installment, suppose let your third installment is 5 years. So what would be your second installment? Will be your second installment. So your second installment is 3/5 of third installment. So your second installment will be 3x. Okay. Then what will be your first installment? Your first installment will be one-third of second installment, means x. I hope this is clear with you. So your first installment is x, second installment is 3x, your third installment is 5x. The rate of interest is 10%, and the total amount you have to pay is this. This is the total money you have to pay to the bank. This is the total money you have to pay to the bank. Okay. Rate of interest is 10%. So what you can do, you can write one by one year 1, 2, or 3. Your installment, this is x, this is 3x, this is 5x. Rate of interest is 10%. Rate of interest is 10%. To find the present value, the present value of this will be x divided by 11 into 10. So this is 10x by 11. Second one, it would be 3x by 1.1 square, means 121 into 100. This would be 300x by 121. And for third one, it would be 10 the cube. That would be 1000 into 5x divided by 11 cube, means 1331. This would be 5000x divided by 1331. Okay, and the sum total of this should be your total loan. Okay, so let's do this. So the sum total of this, so first installment is 10x by 11. Your first installment is 10x by 11. The present value of your first installment is 10x by 11. The present value of the second installment is 300x by 121. That is 300x by 121. The present value of the third installment is 5000 by 1331. 5000 by 1331x. That should be equal to 19020 by 1331 into 12. This is your equation. Now if you take LCM, the LCM of this is 1331. 1331, if you divide by 11, you get 121. You get 1210x plus, this is 11 za. 11 3 za is 33. 3300x plus 5000x is equal to 19020 into 1000 divided by 1331. This get cancelled. Okay. Now if you want the sum of this is 8300 plus 1210. This is 1059510. This is 9510x equal to 19020 into 1000. 951 2 is 1902. This is 2 times of this. So your x is equal to 2000. This was what you have to determine in this question. So they ask you this question. An amount of 19,020 due in 3 years is fully repaid in 3 annual installments of a different amount. The first installment was 1/3 of second installment, and the second installment was 3/5 of the third installment. If the rate of interest is 10% per annum, find the value of first installment. So I assume that the third installment is 5x. So why I assume 5x? Because you can understand, you see the ratio 1 by 3, 3 by 5. So that's why I assume my third installment is 5x. So like that, then what I did, once I got these installment, rate of interest is 10%. So I found the present value of the money. The sum total of present value of money is the present value of your loan. If you notice in this problem, the loan value, they have given the amount of loan due after 3 years. So they have given you the future value of the loan. So what I did, I found the present value of the loan and then I solved it. I solved it and I got the answer. Fine. So the value of first installment is 2000. Okay. That is what we asked in this problem. So guys, I hope you have learned from this session. And so I hope you really like this session and you enjoyed the session. It was a kind of learning session for all of you. So what we have actually learned in this session we have talked about the installment problem in the case of simple interest and compound interest. And in this credit world, the installment problem has become very significant. For the simple interest, there's a direct formula. For the simple interest, there's a direct formula also, and there's a ratio-based approaches also. I have taught you both the way. For simple interest questions, I told you two ways of solving the question. And for the compound interest problem, I told you four approaches. One approach was ratio-based approach. The another approach was, was based on the formula. The third approach is the manual approach. And the fourth approach is again a formula. So I told you four ways. So I hope you learned from this session, guys. So it's the time to wind up the class. I hope you had learned a lot. Any movement of time, if you find any difficulty in calculation, because I'm assuming that I have done calculation a little bit fast. So what you can do, you can pause the video at that moment, and again you solve from your end, and then you can cross verify from what is being done in the video. So if you like this session, if I hope you have definitely liked this session and hope you have learned a lot from this session. So in that case, if your objective and my objective is same, if I have sustained, if I fulfilled what you are looking or what you are expecting from this session, so please like this video, please subscribe to my channel. So I hope we'll again meet each other in the next class. So with that intention, it's the time to wind up the class. Thank you everyone. God bless you. Bye.